There's only like two people you care to ask about, because I don't think you'll ask any questions to fucking Kaneko or
Why not?
uh Jay. Because
Not.
I
We
mean,
want to learn more about them.
oh, okay. I mean, you can.
And also, wasn't this his punishment though? He must go
Yeah,
insane.
this is his punishment. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think when Joe rolls, he should choose an NPC to roll for. So he, you know,
Yeah.
and so like when he'll roll 2 dice, one for who he wants, and then one for like another NPC in case he has to ask himself a question.
I don't want to take notes, by the way.
Yeah.
That's what the recording's for.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can go back and take notes.
No.
Yeah.
I've been taking notes so much today. Ow.
You've been a good Amy.
Being a good Amy is hard.
Okay, so are the NPCs going to ever have a chance to ask us questions? Is the other question.
I was thinking, yeah, because that's how Rollies work.
I would say for the sake of ease, like what the fuck is his name? Hold on, give me a second. Yeah, JJ would not. He doesn't really have a huge vested interest in playing the game. If you roll and you're like, I'm rolling for JJ, he'd be like, okay. And then you'd roll and then he lost, he'd be like, JJ, I want to know this about you. He might answer the question, but he's really disengaged from it. He would not want to play.
Okay, fine.
Kaneko would be interested. Marcus would probably play because Legacy would play. And Bengetti would not want to play, but be forced to play.
Yep.
And
Does
Cosmic?
Cosmic play?
Oh yeah, I forgot Cosmic was there. Yeah, Cosmic would play. Cosmic would sit. He would not vocalize it. He would sit on the fringe of the group and then just kind of watch until someone was like, "Cosmic, are you playing?" And then he'd be like, I guess. Should I not?"
This poor man.
When the DM forgets that you exist.
Mm-hmm.
We will, because he forgets Cosmic exists so often, we're going to slowly, like, morph Cosmic into, like, the most important NPC, like our trump card up our sleeve.
We're gonna train this boy.
Oh,
we're
God.
gonna indoctrinate him.
Larry can play, but Larry's answers are not going to be, like, words. It would be him gesticulating and emoting at you. So understand that when you ask him a question, it's going to be him wildly moving around, trying to convey something.
Yeah, this is
Probably just the Kaya.
Yeah,
and this is technically before he's smart too, right?
Yeah, technically.
Yeah.
Technically,
So
he is still, like, open on the table in front of Kaya when she's working.
That's true.
Yeah, so, like, yeah, what point of it is this? How drunk is everyone?
This is before we got super drunk.
Yeah, but, like... Okay. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
Dog! I will say, to make things easy, it'll be before y'all got smashed, shit-faced drunk. Larry can be smart. It'll be just in, like, a weird, nebulous pocket time dimension where all of this happened.
Gotcha.
And...
where specifics don't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter to me if you want to make it, like, chronologically precisely X, Y, or at a specific point.
Mm-hmm. It's at 1:43 a.m. No. But, like, could Kaya eventually give Larry a voice for her headset? Or
Yeah.
Beyond. Okay.
Yeah, you could do that.
Yee. Alright.
He would still not be able to communicate very complex ideas, but he could definitely communicate ideas that he has.
Mm-hmm.
It would not be like, "Hey Larry, what's your, like, how do you feel about this book?" He would just be like, and assuming he looked at it, right? But he would just not know what to think. But if you asked him, like, what's your favorite color? He would point to a color he likes.
Aww. Okay.
All right. So, fucking
Tell
hold
us
on,
how
let
you
me-
want to set this up. Is everybody rolling? Or are you just rolling and we're asking?
I figure this would be how it goes, right? Y'all playing the game. The player characters are having a fun time. Everyone's kind of crowded around. Bengetti and Kaneko are not paying attention. They were just chit-chatting, doing whatever. And Marcus was watching and didn't want to interrupt. And then he ended up talking to Cosmic a little bit. And at some point, like the fun got so loud that Marcus got curious, and he was like, "Hey, what are you doing? What are you playing?"
Playing Rollies.
What? I don't know. I don't know what that is. And as from there, he would just join the game, and I assumed that you could literally be like, Marcus, roll, and then someone from the group who's already been playing, they roll. And it's like, Marcus always has to roll because you all answered a bunch of questions.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And let me get some... Is this good?
Ooh,
Yeah, this is fine.
wanky, yeah.
Oh shit.
I'm about it. Well, vocals not so much, but I'm still about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Marcus will... He'll take the die and look at it. And he is going to roll it. So let me get his... There it is.
Look, it's simple. Highest rolls the lowest the question. That's it. Just to get to
14?
know each other.
So higher is better. That's easy enough. Now who goes?
Well, now we all roll.
Well, I assume that one of the players would roll, and whoever wanted to roll out of them would get to either ask a question or get asked a question by Marcus.
Why did I
Oh.
just roll?
So like example of if it's a round of so it's like 2 people per round. They each roll. Whoever gets higher asks that person a question.
The reason why I was saying it's like choose so it's one of you 4 and then Marcus.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next round it's one of you 4 who hadn't already gone and Marcus. And then the next round it's one of the last 2 and Marcus. And the next round would be the last person and Marcus, and it shuffles. And the idea is, because you were all bouncing around between the 4 of you, Marcus hasn't played at all. So you just get to pick him every time. Like, he has to either ask or answer. And then the rest of you nominate between yourselves who goes against Marcus's die roll.
Gotcha. Okay. I assume legacy.
Legacy's
So,
watching.
Legacy's watching?
Yeah, she is in her cups partially because I am stuffing my face.
Fair.
Oh, okay. Alright.
So, I'll just go with Neon first, because Neon rolled before everybody else. And Marcus will blink and say, so I can ask you anything.
Yeah, go ahead.
How did you afford this place? Because it's pretty nice, I guess.
Well, when I ran away, I took a lot of money from my would-be, well, not owners, but employers, the charge I was looking for. That and, well, she points to JJ and she points to Kaneko. We all sort of helped each other out.
Kaneko perks up and is like, and then starts to like scoot her chair to be involved in the group.
Yeah, come join us.
And Bengetti, seeing her go away, is like, what the fuck? And he scoots his chair to turn towards the rest of the group. Let's see.
They were just asking how I managed to afford the bar. Want to join in? She pulls out the dice and tosses it to her. You know this game.
Oh, I absolutely want to join in.
You 2 glasses, and she tosses Getty a dice.
Fuck off.
Nope, you're joining.
Why? Why do I have to join?
Because I said so.
I am probably your elder.
Doubt.
And?
Does Kaya say doubt?
Yeah.
Then Getty looks over at Kaya and just goes, "You don't even know how old I am, do you?"
I mean,
Well,
based
now
off
we
what-
have a question to ask you during Rollies. No? Take a seat.
No!
If I had to go through this torture, so do you. She crosses her arms from like 6 feet across, 6 feet away.
He just like gets a little sour look on his face and sits in a chair. Okay, so who goes next? I guess is it you 3 and me? Or no, you swap out because you and the other girls were playing. So it's, I guess, Kaneko, Johan, it's been Getty, and me. And then whoever you pick. Fair?
Yeah.
Cool. J-Day is watching with, like, kind of a passive interest. Then we'll do a Marcus roll. Wow. Now I have to fucking flip through everyone's names.
And we can't see any of your rolls.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't?
No.
Oh,
No.
that's. I have the GM highlighted automatically. Okay, well, I guess I'm not re-rolling, so one of you will roll, and I'll make them visible after this.
Sure.
Choose your fighter.
Who wants to go?
Okay, fine, I'll go.
Why don't you all roll to see the order? See asking order.
Oh yeah, sure. Let's do that.
So we're rolling for asking order.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the order of. So it'll
That's
be
perfect.
Kaya the nurse.
So, Legacy kind of picks up the die and rolls it, and 8. Cool.
Well, you beat Marcus, but lost to Kaneko. So Kaneko got a 15 and Marcus got a 3. So Kaneko will ask. There's like this weird moment of confusion where they're all like, who goes next? I think I go next. I ask the question. And she points at Marcus and says, "So, are you into anyone?" And Marcus just blinks. He can see his eyes visibly like darting between looking at Kaneko to answer the question and looking at Legacy, and he just goes, "Yeah, I am." What? It was. I don't really know how else to answer that. Besides, yes. And Kaneko puts a hand on her chin and says, "Would you be interested in any additional someones?"
Kaneko!
Oh my god.
What? I can ask any question I want.
Legacy just like hand to face, just like oh god.
Marcus from behind you just goes, "Technically, you already asked a question, so you can't ask that one."
And then
I already
Legacy's head
tried that.
immediately popped up. And it looks
He's a little red, and it is a mix of shame and confidence.
You can't just try and steal every man that exists, Kana.
I'm not stealing. I'm borrowing. I'm even asking.
Legacy just like points at Marcus, just like very like shakes a finger. We're gonna have a conversation, and we're probably not going to have a conversation. She points at Kaneko. Maybe in the very distant future, but not anytime soon.
Marcus is like,
Marcus is in trouble without even doing anything.
I am not sure what happened. And he just reaches very awkwardly for the dice.
To be fair, Legacy did not look angry. She's just like very, this is what's going to be happening here.
Also,
Okay.
let me go here. I'm going to add turns for everyone so it's a little bit easier to track.
Ooh.
And where's Lockhart? Oh, there's Lockhart. There you go. Kaya.
Roll?
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you turn off invisible rules, Joe, so we can see.
I did. You should be able to see that, can you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Then Monaco, then Marcus. Wow!
Wow.
Marcus rolls a 2 and just like stares at it.
And Kaneko rolled high. It's like,
That is really bad.
Legacy just takes her die and swaps it out with Marcus's.
Monica is like looking at Marcus, and she has now sat up in her chair. Her knees are on the seat of the chair, and her elbows are on the countertop, and she's like kind of kicking her feet back and forth like she's swimming.
What the fuck?
And she's just like looking at Marcus with very, very evil eyes. So, and he just looks left and right. I'm just going to repeat the question I asked a minute ago. And Marcus just closes his eyes, just goes, "No, I'm not interested in additional people." He uses air quotes. And he looks at Legacy and then opens his mouth to say something else and then doesn't. And he just, that is it. That is the answer. And he crosses his arms.
When he met Legacy with Linus.
And Kaneko again is just, she's still kind of like kicking her feet back and forth, and she just goes, boring, but not permanent. Marcus, like, he narrows his eyes and she just goes, "I sense your will is weak."
Oh my god.
JJ nods and just goes, "She's good at that."
She is very good at reading people.
What is there to read? There's nothing to read. I'm not a book.
And everybody's a book. You just gotta know how to flip the pages.
Marcus grabs a drink and he grabs a cup nearby, and it's just water, but he just like starts sipping it and hiding behind the cup.
Can I
Like-
interest you in something stronger?
Ben Getty is watching this whole thing, just like, so like, when does something happen to me? Does anything happen?
You
I
want
have to
that
roll
happen
high
you?
or low.
Marcus is gonna roll. And
Lockhart.
go. What the fuck? She rolls so
Oh,
good.
Oh.
Oh, fuck.
Kaneko
Well,
has the
Marcus
same
was good too,
question
though.
for everybody.
Ben Getty rolls in the middle again, and he just goes, "This guy is fucking boring." But I mean, I guess I'm not
my
losing.
result.
And he looks at year one, just goes,
I can still reach you from here.
So I can ask you anything. Why do you look mad at me a lot?
Oh, baby.
Okay. As a side note, Joe, the last, literally, the when you went to bed was the question that Legacy had. That was basically the same thing.
Why are you so grumpy all the time, Lockhart?
I'm not grumpy. How many times do I have to say this?
No, but
He
you.
was
I mean, I feel like I did something wrong, and if I did, I want to know. But if I didn't, I would want to know if I'm being rude by pointing out that I think you're staring at me for doing something. Which might
Isn't that
not.
kind of a lose-lose situation for you?
Yes, but I wanted to know.
If it makes you feel any better, I'm not mad at you personally. I just don't trust you.
Why?
You weren't paying attention to anything from earlier, were you?
Well, no. Ben Getty shrugs and just goes, "Yes, I'm."
Well, that's not my fault now, is it?
That's a good point. And he, like, bows his head.
Ugh. She just, like, Legacy will, like, watch this interaction and just kind of lean over. She used to work for Tetsuo and doesn't like them anymore because they fucked her over.
He just blinks. And he gets a questioned look on his face and says, I mean, I don't have a lot of feelings towards them. Well, that's not true. It's complicated now because things are different. It's not just, I don't know, a place that I work at right now. It's a very confusing. I don't know what it is, but I don't think I will be working there for very much longer, either because I will get fired or because I will leave. So I hope that helps, I guess.
Like I said, I don't hate you personally. And the circumstances of the meeting were not favorable for you. She glances at Johan and then back at Marcus.
He looks pretty nonplussed, and Marcus looks very... Well, they kind of just look like they normally do.
Hmm.
He kind of squiggled in his seat and just goes, "Sorry."
Sips. That's gonna be my response to everything.
sips tea.
That's her cut.
Ben Getty's gonna roll. He gets bored. He just takes the dice and throws it. And Kaneko will grab it and roll. Wow.
Jesus Christ.
20 and just goes, "Does that mean I win?"
No, that's against Neon.
Oh, it's me. I'm rolling? Okay.
Yeah.
Marcus, he looks at the die and he just goes,
Oh my gosh.
I really hope that I don't roll something. He rolls the 5,
Can't be
and then he
worse than
sees,
one.
yeah, and then he sees Neon roll a 1, and he just goes, "Oh, thank God." Kaneko will look at Neon without missing a beat and just be like, "Want to make out later?"
Sure.
Cool. And then she grabs the dice and flicks her thumb and rolls it again.
That was easy. Moving on.
Legacy?
Oh.
It's just gonna be Joe asking his own characters questions this entire time.
I really hope I just don't ask the same ones over and over and over.
If at that point, if it gets too much,
You can pass.
You can
Yeah.
reroll. Yeah.
Yeah, you can
Or
pass
go
to
to
the
the
next
next
highest.
Yeah.
Marcus
Oh.
versus Bengetti. Oh no.
You wanted to do something.
Ben Getty rolls a 1 and he just goes, "Well, that's piss."
You wanted to play, didn't you?
No, I didn't want to play. You made me play. You set me in the chair. I have a question. But Getty just looks at him and just goes, "And? How? You just mentioned something about being older than Kaneko? So how old are you?" And he just crosses his arms and doesn't say anything at first.
I hand him a can of Red Bull.
He looks at it and then narrows his eyes and then looks at you and then takes it begrudgingly.
She
I'm-
pulls it back, but you have to play nice.
Fine.
She hands it back to him.
He takes it and he will pull the tab and say, "I'm," and then say the answer as he takes a sip.
She takes the drink back.
Fine, I'm 33. Give me my drink.
Jesus Christ. She hands the drink back.
What?
Yes, I'm 33. I know I'm short for a 33-year-old.
I was gonna say you're young for a 33-year-old. You look like 26, 27.
I was gonna say immature for a 33. Are you sure you're fucking 33?
Ben K looks at you and just goes, "Are you sure you're not just an S?" It's, how long have you worked for? Oh, wait, no, I can't ask that. That's another question. Ben Getty just, slouches and then begrudgingly sips the Red Bull. Then he'll reach over and grab the dice, and he puts his finger on it and presses so that it flicks the die. And let's see what Ben Getty rolls.
Kaya.
But he rolls a 2 and just immediately just goes, "Fuck this."
Kaya hesitates for a second. Her brain is rebooting with that information.
Marcus rolls a 16, and then he just goes, "What the fuck? What? What? Give me that die. I want that one. Give me it." Marcus will just, who looks at Legacy, and then he reaches over and starts to hand it to Ben Getty. "Can I have yours?" Ben Getty just goes, "Maybe. Yes. I guess." Marcus will, he takes the other one and just goes, "Okay, so how long have you worked for Tetsuo?" And Ben Getty leans back in his chair and then looks up at the ceiling, nods his head back and forth. Hard to say. Long time. Maybe like 12 years. And he starts to count on his fingers. Somewhere thereabouts. Were you always in the position you were in? What position are you in? What do you do there?
Wait, you still work for him? I thought you quit.
Oh yeah, well I worked there for 12 years.
Oh, okay.
And Marcus is like, Yeah, but like, what did you do? Were you a coder or an engineer or something? He just goes, and Ben Getty says, I am not obligated to answer your question until you roll a high number. Uh, fine, I'll just roll a high number. So you roll a 2. This die is cursed.
Lockhart.
And he rolls a 5 and he's like, that's not much better. I'm not feeling good about this die.
So I get to ask Marcus something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
When did you become a Tetsuo worm? I don't hate you. Also, you fucking worm.
So
Marcus nervously sips drink.
she's staring at him normally, not with any animosity or intensity, but Lockhart is also Lockhart. Well, why don't you answer your own question? What exactly do you do at Tetsuo?
Well, I only started there, like, I don't know, 2-ish years ago. I was brought on as a cybernetics programmer, and I eventually worked my way up until I was cybernetics. Well, not the division leader, but I was the team lead for cybernetic innovations, and that is currently what I do now. Is a lot of like the cyberware test work. It's not very exciting. Well, at least I had a few projects that were exciting early, but now at the point I'm at, it's a lot of budgeting. So he scratches his head awkwardly, or he scratches the back of his head. Yeah, I don't know if that's as exciting an answer as you wanted.
So essentially more paperwork than actually work.
Or is that an actual ask?
Yeah, fuck it, yeah, why not?
Okay. He shrugs and goes, yeah, I mean, in one sense, the paperwork is the work, but in another sense, it's, I guess not. I don't really know how to eloquently explain it. It's not what I used to do, which was more fun. That's the end of it.
Still ended up managing to design some fairly interesting cybernetics. So it's not like you are not doing cybernetics anymore. She kind of just like motions to his arm.
He smiles and just goes, this was my favorite project, in a manner of speaking. It was fun to design these from the ground up. But yeah, like, I don't get to do stuff like this anymore. Which is kind of sad, but I suppose it's alright. Ben Getty, just unimpressed, does an exaggerator just yawn.
Well, I guess he just kind of like there's a thoughtful look. We're gonna talk tomorrow. I have an idea.
To Marcus?
Yeah.
He puts a hand to his chin and just goes, is that one we have to talk tomorrow for one really long time, or two that are going to be about two different things?
Two different things. One you'll probably really like, one we'll see.
I am only getting more concerned.
If you do find yourself out of a job, I'm sure we can hook you up with something as like an engineer for us. Ro was
I-
looking for more cyber specialists.
I appreciate it. I'll see what happens.
You know,
Let's see if this works.
Neon?
Neon.
Oh shit. Hold on one second.
I thought it was Caius. No?
Yep. Neon.
Because Lockhart just asked him a question.
Mm.
Okay.
So how's everyone's day?
Okay, I'm
As
here.
if we've
Did
not
I
been.
roll? Oh, I rolled poorly again. Okay, who's asking me a question?
Nobody as of yet, because Joe had to step away. He got a phone call.
Okay.
You ask, how is everyone's day, as if we've not been on the fucking computer together all day long.
Well, I'm fucking trying, Z. What do you want from me?
What is this? No, go away.
Okay, take care.
Piper.
Yeah.
Tell Mom I said hi.
Marjorie says hi.
Shh.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, bye.
Wait, what happened?
Oh, Iris's mom came to visit.
Ah.
My mother officially got the dog today, and she's like trying to figure out what to rename it. And our normal tactic of like say names until she responds to something is not working because the dog is responding to everything apparently. And she's like, "This, how are we gonna figure out the name? Because we can't." She's responding to literally everything that we say in her direction.
Don't say it in her direction.
Name her Beatrice.
I am currently rooting for Ava out of the names that they're narrowing it down to.
Nice.
That we shall see. Poor baby got sick on the car ride though.
Aw.
Mhm. I just want to grill these characters with so many questions, and I'm not rolling high enough to do anything. Piss me off. So I really just want to grill some of these characters with questions, but I'm not rolling high enough to do anything.
I'm sure if you speak it into existence, you'll start rolling high and low.
Mm-hmm.
Which is the curse.
But see, the curse is if I speak it into the existence, it's probably going to make me start rolling low, so I have to answer all the questions and not ask them.
Hmm.
To be honest, I only have very, very few questions in mind.
I have no
So-
questions.
Well, you can
Yeah.
always pass to Legacy then.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I feel like the only questions Kaya would have are like personal, like, hey, where are you from? You know?
Well, then ask those questions, because like they need to be answered at some point.
But like, other than that, I've got nothing, so I'll just defer to you.
It's like all the personal questions need to be answered. And then there's a whole bunch of shit Ben Getty needs to answer.
Yep.
Like a whole bunch of shit.
Mhm.
I don't know much
See,
about
like-
Kaneko to be able to come up with a bunch of questions for her, but
Out of character, I want to know too, but I don't think Lockhart would torture Ben Getty that much.
it torture him a little bit though. Like poke a little bit
Yeah.
of fun. Like ask him a question that you know is going to embarrass him.
Yes. 'Cause you had to suffer. You like Lockhart just got fucking grilled and called cranky
Yep.
and like teased
Twice.
for being cagey.
Twice.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was trying to say earlier, where it's like, oh, that's 2 questions. I'm like, I got asked like fucking 50 questions. What are you fucking talking about?
Yeah, follow-up questions are legitimate. It's just how much the other people are going to argue about yes or no answering them.
Yeah.
Mhm. I really liked the Kaneko question though, even though it was pointless.
It's funny.
See, the thing
She's
is,
got a personality.
the thing is with the her bothering Marcus is that Legacy is not experienced enough to know how interested she would be in that. But she is not opposed to it either, which is the issue. It's like we're gonna have to talk about your kinks, Marcus. we're gonna have to have this discussion, so I know where I'm standing in here.
What?
A meme that was sent to me.
Mm.
This is a perfect ice cream break.
I should probably get food. I haven't eaten yet. I want to grab food.
The curse of trying to squeeze things in. Always interrupted.
We could always roll with each other more.
Do we have more questions for each other?
Just saying it's an option. See, do you have any suggestions for DoorDash in the area?
My area, yes, but you're far enough away that I don't know that we'd have any overlapping.
Okay, any chains you would suggest then?
Chains. I mean, Zestos is a fairly common around here, but that's just like normal diner food.
Zestos?
Mm-hmm. It's not great. It's not bad either. Trying to think of like, because you're northwest coast, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm West Coast. Yeah.
Do you have Zaxby's over there?
Nope.
Zaxby's is a fast food joint, but if you like wings and like chicken tenders and shit, Zaxby's is good.
Okay.
What else would you not have over there? I mean, there's some really good hamburger joints around Atlanta. Just about any of them that are single, like on their own, are gonna be good.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the barbecue.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of wing places.
Oh yeah,
A lot of wing places.
because wings are cheap and easy. And so you can make a lot of money. If you know how to cook some good wings, you can make a lot of money off of good wings. But, I mean, Zaxby's, always, if you're just looking at, like, hot wings, a mom and pop shop hot wing is always going to be better than a chain restaurant's hot wing.
Mm-hmm.
What do I normally eat if I'm looking at chain restaurants? Like Moe's and Willie's for burritos.
Moe's is on here.
It's essentially the same as like Chipotle, but different. Moe's and Willie's for burritos. Popeyes and Zaxby's for chicken.
We have Popeyes.
Grub Burger, if there's one over that direction. I don't know that there is. Grub Burger's good. Grindhouse is good for burgers. And then I eat Five Guys and Checkers as the more general brands.
Get your grub on? ATL?
No. This is literally just Grub Burger.
Yeah, no.
Damn it, now you're making me hungry again, though.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's all. Like again, is I since I am on the opposite side of Atlanta, my overlap is not very, very much.
Have you ever been to a place called Mandrino's?
No.
I don't know anything about it, but the pictures look really good.
How much time are you going to need to prep, Amy?
I think she's getting food right now.
Mm.
I'm back.
Jesus.
Welcome back.
God, sorry. My dad's birthday was yesterday, and he wanted to talk, and I didn't. But here I am.
Alright. I'm AFK at the moment. I just switched to my headset mic.
Oh, it's Neon's turn anyway.
Mhm.
And so Bengetti's rolled, and so Kaneko and Marcus still need to roll.
Yes. Doot. Koniko, of course, rolls high. Marcus? No.
Kaneko asking Neon,
Neon?
a question.
You should always pass as well. You should always
Yeah.
pass.
Koniko will just be like, ugh, pass.
We know you
I don't wanna-
do it already.
It's no fun to ask you questions. So who gets it if it's a pass?
The
Is it
next
just
highest
Next
one.
highest.
the next highest?
Just
Oh, so
Marcus.
Marcus. And he looks over at Neon and then looks down at the die and just kind of drums his fingers for a second. I'm trying to think of a really good question, but I can't. Oh. Well, when you said that you owned this place because of stealing money, who did you steal the money from?
Princess Eris of the Asana mining industry.
Oh.
I come from a ninja clan, and I was to serve under her. Is the background to that?
Like a real ninja.
Yep, real ninja clan
Like with
in Japan, Kyoto to be precise.
Ben Getty leans forward and just like looks at you quizzically. Like with a sword?
I imagine she's like getting ready to train with Lockhart at this point, so she just produces like the wooden throwing stars that she has and sets them on the table. These are for training, but I do have real ones, yes.
Holy shit.
Could Legacy steal one of the throwing stars?
You can ask her for one.
She just wants to like slowly reach out and try to slide one towards her.
She like slaps at your hand.
You said
And
they're
then
for
she hands you
trading.
one. And then she hands you one. We ask in this bar.
Mm. Cheeks it like turns away towards Marcus. Like,
You notice that they're dipped in ink to show a mark. So if like you like poke it, it like leaves like a bit of ink on your hand.
Gotcha. It's like angry, kind of childish grumbling. She turns away.
Marcus looks at you like with the really, and then he like whispers, "You can just ask."
I don't want to ask.
He doesn't seem like upset. He's just like in a sort of playful exasperation. Okay, roll time. 4.
Fucking Kaneko.
15. And he rolls an 18 and then immediately throws his hands up. I am the best. And he will point to Marcus and he'll be like, "You invented those arms, yeah?" And Marcus looks at his arms and goes, well, invented is not the whole process. I was involved in the design. And Ben Getty just does the, like, hurry up, the hand gesture. And then Marcus just goes, I was on the... Okay, yeah, I invented them. He says with air quotes. I did a bulk. I invented them. And Ben Getty points to, like, pulls his hand back and says, okay, so what happened that made you lose both the arms right around the time you invented those? Then Marcus blinks and he holds up a hand or a finger and says, well, technically I could have lost my arms and gotten an upgrade. And Ben Getty just kind of deflates. But I will admit you were kind of on to something. This is the one kind of funky thing about my relationship with Tetsuo. I invented these. At least me and my team did. And, well, I wanted to see how they would perform. And I couldn't get clearance to produce some for public use because Tetsuo didn't want to be held liable and he didn't want to deal with court fees if anything went wrong, but I assured them that nothing would go wrong. And long story short, he looks at his hands. I gave up my arms, which is a weird thing to say, but yeah, I kind of just I did it because I wouldn't have gotten further along without pushing these, and I wanted to get ahead. So to prove, I guess, my value to Tetsuo and show them what I had to offer, I offered to graft them onto myself, to which I had to get 2 extra spots for arms. And he shrugs.
I actually understand that. When you're in my clan, you're required to get grafted. She holds out her hands. Yeah, both of these are. And then she like opens up one of her arms to like pull out her surveillance suite. Sets it down. I've got these. I've got combat injectors in my chest. My legs are augmented. I've got those things that inject emotion stunners into your system, so you can think clearly. Got a bunch of stuff.
And you were forced to get all of that?
She nods.
Well, shit.
I
thought I had it bad.
Well, I think the question is, do either of you regret getting any of it?
Well, that's like asking if you regret, fucking being born,
Well, in my case, I had a choice. I could have chosen not to get my arms grafted. You didn't, and
But you needed to be useful to those who take care of you, basically. I understand that. I wasn't trying to embarrass.
It's true, but I mean, I was fixated on being good for Tetsuo. I had other prospects. I still kind of do. But
So does that mean Tetsuo owns your arms then?
He shrugs and then lifts up one of the sleeves, and you can see the logo. The logo is embossed on the synthetic muscle, on like the upper tricep area. Yeah, they own these and the rights to the schematic. But yeah, and he just kind of waves a hand towards you. It was, I mean, they're not perfect arms. They're really advanced, but they're not a perfect simulant. And like, without having other augments done to my body, I can't, for example, and he like reaches back and takes Legacy's hand and holds it. I can't really feel your hand. I know the exact pressure and intensity and strength and torque that I'm applying, and I know what would and would not be enough to hurt, or cause damage or just be gentle, but I can't feel it. And I gave that up because in the moment I thought, well, cool, I could get a job at Expo as one of their lead cybernetics experts, which is, I mean, that's a hell of a job to get. And I didn't really have any attachment to my body because I didn't think about it. I just kind of had my body. And then it seemed like he closes his eyes and shakes his head and just goes, it seemed like a good idea at the time, and does a very sarcastic, like, excited gesture.
This was part of the thing that I said I would have to clear with you, Joe, but there was added legacy lore that you missed from the Rollies. So I guess I will say this in character, and then you will tell me if you end up nixing it or not. And so Legacy is just like, lets him hold her hand, and she's just kind of staring at his hand and his arm. And then she'll lift it up and kind of turn in her seat so that she is essentially under his arm but looking at it. And it's kind of this, like, very much, she's trying to solve a problem. So, don't feel too bad about being owned partially by Tetsuo. And she just kind of, like, taps at her throat where the metal plate is. Good PR to help heal the child that you hurt in war.
You were... Wait, you were in a war?
Casualties of one of the corporate wars it was involved in.
Oh. As an aside, this is the DM speaking now. You're asking for approval if Legacy could have been tangentially related or a part of or nearby one of the corporate wars?
Yeah, is what
that's fine.
Caused all the damage that she had to be. So what I'm thinking is she was injured, and as kind of a PR stunt, they helped to, like, you know, with a lot of the internal stuff. At this point, because it's so far removed, it's not necessarily all Tetsuo anymore, and her arms are more custom than not. But, like, internal medical cybernetic schematics were originally Tetsuo.
Okay. Yeah. No, that flies.
Because they're the cybernetics company.
No, yeah, I'm down with that. And Marcus just, he looks like a sad, wounded dog, and he kind of shuffles a little bit so that you are more snuggled underneath his arm. And you can see, this is something that you would be able to discern now, knowing that he doesn't have the ability to have like touch and sensory input, because he doesn't have any cybernetics anywhere else on his body. He only has cybernetic arms. He doesn't have any eye, brain, ear, leg, internal implants. He's otherwise totally flesh and blood up to his shoulders and past his above his neck, right? So there's no way for the signals coming to and from the arms to properly transmit and translate the signal to the brain without having an actual device for it, because the systems are too different, in a matter of speaking. And this is something that has kind of eluded technology for a long time, insofar as it can only ever approximate certain sensory input, because there's not a perfect way to to transform certain signals into brain, like, readable signals.
Mhm.
And so knowing that he doesn't have any implants in his brain to do that, he doesn't have a way to actually feel. And it just kind of makes you remember points where he seemed to be, like, not upset, but he would kind of get squeamish around the idea of being told he had super strength
Mhm.
due to the nature of, like, his acquisition of his arms. But he also doesn't appear to hold any ill will towards you, because you know him very well, and he is obviously a simp.
She tucks in just a little bit into his side a little bit more, and just like drops his arm around her shoulders, and just taps his forearm for a second. And can't say I'm as good at cybernetics as you probably are, but we'll figure this one out. If I can put the entire cyber deck and everything else into an arm, we'll figure this out.
He shrugs and just goes, I mean, hell, if anybody could do it, I would bet Chaos could do it. Can I call you that? Is that okay?
When not in public.
He looks to the rest of the room and just goes, so this was okay.
Yes.
Then Getty, you just hear him just whisper under his breath, Jesus. He quietly turns around to Lockhart and just goes, they're insufferable.
Legacy is going to take her die because she just rolled and peg him on the head with it.
A match made in hell if I say so.
He whips around. He sticks his tongue out at Legacy. I am gonna roll. And then Marcus reaches over and grabs the die and just gently tosses it.
Kaya.
It has consistently always been the second to last, just barely.
So Ben-Getty grabs the die and rolls it and gets a 3, and then Kaneko grabs the die, and she doesn't roll it immediately, but Marcus will roll his 13, and Kaneko will look at it and then just kind of bored, get up from the chair and walk over to Cosmic and then grab his wrist, open his palm, and stick the dice in his hand, and then walk away. And Cosmic is just like,
Kaneko tapping out for Cosmic.
Yeah, she goes behind the bar beside JJ, who's just like, couldn't handle it. Shut up. And Marcus looks over to Cosmic and blinks, and Cosmic looks back, and he just goes, am I playing now?
Just fucking roll it.
He rolls it on the coffee table kind of low, and then watches it clatter around, as does Larry. Let me see.
Of course.
Gets 19.
The gamer has entered the chat. He's going to roll high on everything.
He rolls it and just is like, 19? And then Ben-Getty looks up and just goes, no shit. Alright. Okay. Ask me a question.
He's just
And
happy
he-
because he's fanboy.
Yeah, he's pretty excited and keyed into this. And Cosmic like turns around and he like puts his hand in his pockets and he looks around on the floor and just goes, I don't know. What's he like looks at the wall. Your favorite color? And then he just like looks just defeated. He goes,
Aw.
"That's it." And he just fucking. I mean, I guess like yellow or white. I don't know. I don't put a lot of thought into it. I don't think about color like ever. Oh. Fucking, he grabs a die and just rolls it.
Kind
He-
of sipping whiskey, enjoying everything.
He rolls a 4 and just, go on! Hits the table.
Lockhart.
Lockhart has a smirk on her face.
Marcus rolls a 12. And after a pause, everyone looks at Cosmic and he goes, "Oh, 7." And then Marcus will look over to Ben Getty and say, "Okay, hmm. Well, I know how long you worked there, and I know how old you are.
What did you do there?
And Ben Getty hears the whisper and just goes, "Yep, no, you're not allowed to have them. That's cheating." And Marcus just goes, "I just had an idea. What did you do with your time at Tetsuo?" Cheetah. And Marcus throws up his hands innocently and just goes, "I just had an inspiration. I'm just trying to figure out about your life, Ben Getty." And he just twitches his eye. He goes, "I was the lead of R&D. I was basically the beginning and end of it. They would assign me projects typically related to supplemental parts of cybernetics. Usually the bridge between the biological component and the mechanical component. I would make the algorithms and sometimes the tech that merge those two things." And he just takes this long sip of Red Bull. That's all you're getting.
So you were involved in the neurolinking.
Sort of. Like, well, yeah, basically. Yeah, no, that's it. That's sort of it. I would either make the neurolinks or design them, or actually work out the manifold and how it would map to the brain. But, you know, it's no big deal. And he just takes another sip of his Red Bull and looks away.
Legacy just gets kind of serious for a moment. Well, now we know why he wants you in particular, then.
Ben Getty, he like narrows his eyes and then turns back and goes, "Who wants my brain?"
Joseph Diego.
Joseph Diego wants my brain?
If you can
Lockhart's
figure
I'm
out...
gonna play the recording to him
On the
again.
chair.
Like, what? We were
Oh,
looking at
he
the
was
board a couple hours
recording.
ago.
Yeah, sorry.
Everybody here has heard both of the recordings at this point.
Yeah, no, you're right. Okay, I'd forgotten. That's my bad. So you can see why he wants your brain, and he like he noticeably stiffens at that, and doesn't comment.
And
And
then
then
there's a moment where Legacy is like serious, and then she looks at Marcus's arm again, and then there's an evil light in her eyes, and she's like staring down Vingetti now.
oh no.
She doesn't say anything,
No,
but
Marcus
she has
said,
idea.
"Oh no." Marcus just he reaches over and grabs the die, and then will carefully roll it.
Neon.
Oh, that is Cosmic. Cosmic will roll that, and then I'll make a. Where is Marcus? Marcus roll. 5. Then Bengetti. 6.
Cosmic and Marcus.
Cosmic blinks and then looks up at Marcus. And Marcus blinks and looks up at Cosmic. What's blue? Oh, okay. Marcus interrupted him. So Cosmic started to go, what's, and then Marcus goes, blue? And then Cosmic just goes, okay. And
I see now.
Ben Getty puts a hand over his face, and he just goes, are you gonna ask it to everyone until you've gotten an answer? Is that really the question? And Cosmic shrugs. I don't want to invade people's, privacy, I guess.
You're not invading if you're playing the game, you just answer.
Well, it's a fucking team building exercise.
Are we a team?
Hell yeah, we're a team.
Well,
He
we
just
better
blinks.
fucking be if we're gonna be dealing with all this bullshit.
He looks perplexed and turns to Larry, and Larry starts making some hand signs and gesticulations, and it just seems to be nonsense to most of you. Kaya, you would interpret this as Larry is not talking, but trying to convey an idea. Though this is one that you don't know yet. You haven't seen him do something quite like this. And then Cosmic just nods and just goes, okay, can I get another question? No, I already asked you a question.
Yes, you can get
Yeah,
another
Another
question.
one.
Get another one. Leave him alone.
Why does everyone insist on breaking the rules?
Because you're being
Marcus
an ass.
just sips
Make it
water.
helpful.
How they play the game.
Then Marcus looks over and just goes, yeah, I'm game for another question. I don't mind. And you don't have to worry about asking me anything too personal. Honestly, my life is not that crazy. Or, well, it wasn't before. And
Legacy
then
just innocent smile.
Cosmic, he rubs his chin and just goes, what is something you want to do? No, I guess things aren't normal. And Marcus gets a little thoughtful. Something I want to do? And just anything? I guess. It'd be really cool to have like a car chase. That would be kind of fun. Probably. Maybe not. No, not like a car shootout. Just, I don't know, just trying to follow someone, and it just gets really intense, and you get to go fast. That'd be cool. And he's just looking to the rest of the group for approval. It's like, right?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
You're like the taxi driver from that one movie with With Jackie Chan and the other guy.
Oh, I know that movie. He starts snapping his fingers, just like, crud. I can't. He puts both hands on it, he, like, rubs the side of his temples as if it's going to, like, force the name into his brain. It's like time. It's a time thing,
Yeah.
isn't it? Time. Ben Getty he's completely checked out. And after a pause, JJ just goes, "Rush hour, rush hour."
That's what it was. Yeah. You're like the taxi driver from that.
You're welcome. Thank you. And
There's a taxi driver in the movie that's like, my time has come, and he immediately gets the floor when he starts to like, follow the car. My time has come.
so I'm going to go in alphabetical order. So it's Ben Getty, Cosmic, Marcus, because I'm tired of rolling and switching my name so many times. Ben Getty, Cosmic, Marcus. Okay.
Is it my turn? Or is it who's it?
It would be... Yeah, it would be your turn, because Neon rolled a 7.
Damn it, why are we always in the fucking middle?
Ben Getty, like, looks over at Marcus, and just raises his eyebrows, like...
Take it back.
Marcus puts a finger to his chin and goes, And he looks over at Legacy's roll, and then he whispers to Legacy, do you have a good question?
Okay, so it's against Ben Getty.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a second to at least swap this pot over so I don't burn something.
Watching
I have a good question.
Ben Getty just, like, sitting there, grumpily just goes, this is openly colluding. The rules have all gone absolutely out the window. No one cares. Just me. Oh, that's fine.
You can pass off the question to the next highest person. That's part of the fucking rules.
When was this explained?
Were you
You
listening?
never asked.
Well, you also never said that we could, like, discuss or ask for help with our questions. That seems to be, like, an oversight on the ruling part. Marcus will just go, I'm gonna pass to Legacy. Yeah, of course you're gonna pass to Legacy.
Legacy just, like, leans around Kaya to stare at Ben Getty.
Oh no.
What exactly made you leave Tetsuo?
It's complicated. Long story short, it's sort of like we were framed for some kind of corporate espionage thing. And we were, oh, shit. I was...
No,
Lockhart is full on face palming.
too late. We've got on.
Yeah, as soon as he says we, all the heads just turn to stare at Lockhart.
Yep.
You know, I was very kind in not including you in all this. I
was trying to be considerate. They just didn't want me to be considerate.
one word. That's all you.
He
She just crosses her arms and is tapping her foot.
It's Legacy just, like, starting to make the, like, go on gesture. You're in the middle of it now. It's too late.
out for the love of... What, we got framed for some shit. It's... I don't quite understand why. Or not why, but rather how. But it was a very transparent excuse to fire us.
Were you onto something that made them want to get you out?
Well... I mean, if you consider being onto something, being like making a revolutionary scientific breakthrough in cybernetics. Wait, did you tell them that? And he looks at Lockhart.
Lockhart has her arms crossed over her chest, and she has her mouth sealed. She's not saying anything.
Legacy's just, like, looks between them. Well, if you care to know how they did it, I can find out.
he looks back and
Tell them whatever. It's yours. It's mostly your story.
well, I don't want you to be mad and like hold this over my head.
I'm not the type of person to do that. You know.
Well, you could turn into that person, like at the drop of a hat, really.
For how long we've been together, there's so many things that I could hold over your head. And this is, you think I'm gonna hold this over you?
No, but I live in constant fear that you might. Marcus is like, he leans into Legacy's ear and just goes, "They have a very strange relationship."
Legacy just nods.
Well, all right, that's a different question. So you're welcome. That was why I left Tetsuo. It was because I was framed for corporate espionage and I was fired.
Legacy
And
looks
he
back at Marcus and
Red
says,
Bull.
"You know the next question, right?"
Marcus nods and just goes, "Oh yeah." So, Bengetti, Cosmic, Marcus.
Kaya.
And then looks and everyone else rolls an 11 and just goes, "No, what?
You get to choose.
I should ask all three of you a question."
I mean,
Well, I think that's fair.
Sure, I don't really care.
And Bengetti looks delightfully pleased with it and just goes,
do you actually have a question for each of them? That's a
That's
good
not the point.
question.
"That's not the point. It's also not your turn." And he looks at Cosmic and just goes, "How long do you practice playing every day when you are working up to like a tournament?" And Cosmic blinks and just goes, Usually like 4 or 5 hours, and then I take a break, and then I'll go for another like 4 or 5, and then I'll usually get bored and go to sleep. I don't know what I expected. It's a job for him. Of course he's gonna play it like a job. And Cosmic just nods. That's a good way of looking at it, actually.
Yeah.
Damn it. Yeah, you kind of wasted that question. Shut up.
Expected, honestly.
You have so much attitude.
Sips whiskey.
It's really good he didn't hear the "I'm so fucking sorry" response that Lockhart got earlier.
Yeah.
He will look to Marcus and he will ask, "So, have you given up any other parts of your body to any other companies?" And Marcus just blinks and goes, "No. Nope. Just the arms." And he immediately, Bengetti immediately, gets a grimace on his face. "That's over too. Shut up."
I like sassy Marcus. I appreciate this.
I know, right? Same. It's so good.
Bengetti looks to Kaya and just gets a frustrated look on his face. Why are you so angry all the time?
What?
Well, you're so frustrated 90% of the time, and I don't know what it is. Do you have a shitty job, or
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm kind of just vibing right now.
that? Okay, well, that's a defense mechanism. That what you're doing right now. That's a deflection, because
It's not a fucking
you
defense mechanism.
see, you're getting mad right now.
I'm not getting mad. I'm just trying to understand the fuck you're asking me.
Well, I'm asking you why you get mad all the time, because you're mad all the time.
I don't. You've known me for 2 fucking days.
I've known you for at least 3.
No.
Of those 3 dice, you have seemed constantly mid.
Not really. No.
You can't say not really when it is true, though, right? Like,
But it's not true. Alright. Remember when we first fucking met? When I talked to you about the overclocker?
yeah, and I thought you were a cop.
I was mad. Yeah. Fucking, he thought I was a fucking cop. Really?
No, I had to check if you were a cop.
Alright. Well,
You hear Marcus under his breath go like, "How do you check if someone's a cop if they're not in uniform?"
I don't fucking know. But anyway, kind of chill. I don't think I'm an angry person.
Well, like, you're always angry around me,
I'm not.
and I don't know why. Like, what's your deal? Are you alright? Do you need, like, an ice pack or water?
Johan,
He looks over to Lockhart.
the reason why she's angry, quote unquote, angry all the time is the same reason why I was assigned your assistant.
He blinks. I don't understand. Didn't you just, like, get randomly assigned? Lockhart, it is at this point, you know that he does not know why you were assigned to him.
Oh my god.
Nobody told him. He was never explicitly told that he's so insufferable he scares away assignees.
Lockhart gets up, sees the closest drink, grabs a thing of vodka, pours herself a shot, and takes it. Walks back to her seat.
Kaya is laughing over her fucking whiskey because I imagine Kaya would get it. You're just fucking annoying, I guess.
What?
Lockhart just puts her finger at and points at Kaya.
He looks at your finger and then looks at Kaya and just goes, "No,
Yeah,
it can't be true. It's
It is.
not possible." Did you just quote Star Wars? No. Maybe. Does it matter? Doesn't matter. I'm not that annoying.
yeah,
Right.
you are.
No. No. He looks between you and Lockhart, and then he looks at Legacy, like, inquisitively, just like, right?
Yeah, Lex can attest. I'm not an angry fucking person.
Yeah, Legacy is like, watches all this. She's just like smiling behind her cup, just like watching the chaos. And when he looks at her, she's like, "Yeah, well, I mean, take it as a superpower. I'm the same."
He starts to look like he is losing his grip on reality.
It's like,
really
you know
didn't
how much you dislike me, right? That's the way everybody feels about me, and that's also the way everybody feels about you.
That's not true.
You know, for someone so smart, how'd you not know that?
That is different than just being, like, outrightly smart. I can invent, like, basically whatever I want.
Is that
Yeah.
supposed to impress me or something?
Well,
Like,
kinda.
not really.
Well, unless you don't care about inventions. It obviously can't impress you if you don't care about inventions.
Gestures to fucking Larry. Look what I just fucking did. While probably half drunk.
Larry is, like, looking at the D20 and rolling it over in his hands, examining every individual face. You can see Kaya, you can all see, like, the way he's examining it, he's flipping it from side to side as it ascends in numerical order. And Ben Getty looks at Larry and looks back and just goes, "That was dumb luck. You said it yourself, probably."
No, I fucking didn't. See, this is why you're fucking annoying. Takes fucking whiskey drink, sips it.
Legacy's still like hiding behind her drink again, just like arching a brow, like ooh.
Fucking next fucking question.
Lockhart.
Ben Getty's just so surly.
He's so offended.
I can't believe I didn't know about the emails.
What was I supposed to think? I just saw a different intern like every other couple weeks or whatever. I assumed it was like some kind of program. He rolls just fucking.
So how many assassination attempts were made on him from those interns? Out of curiosity.
Wow. So Ben Getty gets a 5, Marcus gets a 3, Cosmic gets the 7, and Cosmic looks over and just goes, what's your favorite color? And Ben Getty is just dying in his seat.
Pink.
Really?
He Cosmic nods sagely. After that brief pause, Ben Getty looks up from his hands and then looks at a fucking Lockhart and just goes, "Your favorite color is pink?"
Yes. There are a lot of nice smelling flowers that are pink.
You don't wear pink.
I don't like wearing pink.
Wouldn't you like wearing it? It's your favorite color.
No. Pink stains easily. And it's much more conspicuous compared to black. It's not very professional for that matter.
Okay,
Wait.
I'm fading quickly, so I'm gonna go to bed now.
Oh, good night.
Good night.
Night, Piper.
I
Good night.
Have a good night.
So that means
You
it's
don't-
my turn.
hang on.
Yes.
You don't remember that? Of course you wouldn't. What am I saying?
What? What did I not remember?
The turtleneck sweater that I wore all the time,
He blinks.
3 times a week, practically.
Just blinks over and over. I do remember it.
And are you lying?
No.
She's looking him dead in the eye.
He crosses his arms and looks and like avoids looking at you and just goes, "No."
Did it have long sleeves or no?
Well, you said it was a sweater, so it had to have long sleeves.
No, it did not.
Fuck.
Moving on.
What kind of sweater doesn't have long sleeves?
One-
A sweater vest.
One designed to go under a jacket.
There's also the actual like vest jackets. Like, does that count as a sweater? I would think it does.
More importantly, what kind of co-worker and friend doesn't remember their favorite color?
Well, I never asked. So how am I supposed to know? You could have asked.
Mm-hmm.
He's like looking between everyone, just surrounded on all sides. I hate this game.
Too bad. Roll.
He takes the dice and rolls. He's not even excited about a natural 20.
So it's Legacy's turn, right?
Yep, it would be Legacy.
Been Getty and Cosmic.
Yeah, Ben Getty gets a nat 20 and then looks over at Cosmic, and Ben Getty just looks at everyone else, meets all of their eyes, and then looks over to Cosmic and just goes, "What's your favorite color?" And he just looks into the middle distance, and Cosmic, like, leans against the chair and just goes, probably like green. I think green's cool.
Green is indeed not a bad color.
Very good.
And Marcus, like, you can, Legacy, you can feel him, like, silently chuckling and sipping his drink so that he doesn't make any noise.
Kaya is a little chuckling as she tries to sip her drink.
Legacy just looks like the fucking like Cheshire cat at being way too satisfied by all this.
I hate how much enjoyment you all get out of watching me suffer. When I'm innocent man.
As if you don't get the same enjoyment when we suffer.
It's different.
No, it's not. see this right here, that's part of the problem.
I don't see what you're talking about.
That's also part of the problem.
Yeah, I feel like that's a big problem. Well, I feel like you're all exaggerating. Really?
Did Kaya just rolled a nat 20?
17, Cosmic 10, and okay.
So
Well, Ben Getty, yeah, you get to ask a question to Cosmic and Marcus as per the ruling that Ben Getty made.
All right.
Good one. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
All right, then you first. Thanks for volunteering.
You're welcome.
Two-parter. Where you from? And tell me about it.
Well, I technically am from Earth. Well, sort of. I was born on the station. I was born on Earth, and we migrated to the station, and we've lived here for a pretty good chunk of time. I was one of the first families to get aboard.
Oh, shit.
Well, yeah, it's pretty unique position, I guess. But my parents they're both division scientists in different parts of the wing. So, what is that chaos roll?
Huh? Oh, that was an unintentional roll because I was flipping between things.
Oh, okay. I was like, what the fuck are you gonna do, Legacy?
Because we have effectively interrupted though. Is like being like a quote unquote kind of founding family like a big deal culturally to the station, or is it just like that's impressive but something that slides?
It depends on the person, but for the average person, knowing someone was one of the initial families to be on the station, it would mean two things. One, that the family is pretty well to do, and two, they are in some way involved with the early part of the station's life. Because the only people who were allowed on first were either like extraordinarily rich people or people who like had something to offer in the early construction.
And it was generally like either or. It wasn't like most families were both.
Correct. There's very, very rare that you'd have a family that was exceptionally wealthy and exceptionally talented and willing and able to help the station.
Huh. Holy shit.
So Marcus just kind of shrugs and goes, yeah, my parents were both division scientists. My mom was the division scientist of the gravitational relay, and my dad was the division scientist of the agricultural development area, basically making the he wiggles his fingers and just goes, I can't remember the name of it, but it's like the fake dirt.
Wait, is he still there?
Huh?
Your dad?
Well,
Is he still working at the ag ring?
he sort of works at the ag ring. He will go out there sometimes, and typically it's to tour the facility or run over new areas or developing areas for certain things, but he typically works in Foundation Ward, where most of the other division heads lead. Him and my mom both work there. In the Foundation Ward, not in the agricultural ring. Mom obviously works in the Foundation Ward, and when she's needed for gravitational relay service, she usually ends up going down to Voyager.
So you've been on the station since you were a kid?
Well, yeah.
Interesting.
Amy, I'm not taking notes. Also, Amy.
Oh, I'm actually not. Don't worry. I had to do my daily check-in for the bot.
Like-
Um,
No, mild legacy panic of, well, shit, there's now 2 people that probably know my brother, and that's not good for me.
Alright. Well, guys gonna turn to Cosmic. Fucking same fucking question.
Cosmic blinks and just goes, I was born in San Diego, and I came up here after it officially opened to the public. And he like scratches his head in like a completely absent-minded gesture.
Well, it's a two-parter question.
What was the other part?
Tell me about what it was like.
Oh, it was fine. I didn't really know what to do up here, so I just did what I was doing back on Earth, which was playing a lot of video games that I liked and getting really good at them. And so I kept doing that, and I streamed. There's not as big a competitive scene up here, but I still managed to get like a decent following, so I can continue streaming.
Cool.
Ben Getty looks at Kaya and just, yeah, it was a good question.
I'm good at asking questions. Next round.
Lockhart.
Cosmic with a nat 20.
Alright, does Lockhart get a 15?
I got a 19.
No.
19. Aw.
So Cosmic gets a nat 20 and then looks at Marcus and Ben Getty and he just goes, well, I already know your favorite colors, so I guess I have to ask something else. Finally. If you were an animal, what kind of animal would you be? He points to Marcus.
He's
He-
adorable.
Marcus like pauses and goes, "Can I be a fictional animal or do I have to be a real animal?" You can be a fictional animal. I would want to be probably like a direwolf, because they're all the fun of being a dog, but you're just huge and nobody would mess with you. So, yeah, I get to be like a big cute dog, and I'm able to protect myself better. And Cosmic nods, just totally in agreement. And Ben Getty is like, any animal? Well, can I say, like, the symbiote from Spider-Man? Is that allowed?
No.
Why not? It's an animal. Isn't that an alien?
Mm.
Aliens are animals.
He's not wrong.
He points to Legacy, like, see?
Yeah, but that's like saying you want to be human because humans are animals. That's a cop-out answer.
Well,
But it's
I
still
don't want to be human. Why would if I could be anything? Why would I want to be human?
Why would
They
you
would be
want to
like
be a symbiote?
super light. Well, because then I could like go to other planets. I mean, well, in the original comic, the symbiote crashed on Earth, and like it came from the core of a meteor. So my assumption is that it wasn't in the meteor, but like the outside layer of it crystallized and hardened as it came into the atmosphere and re-entry. So realistically, this substance can survive re-entry into the atmosphere onto a planet. So if I could figure out a way to launch myself, I could visit other planets without needing oxygen or food.
But you're then reliant upon something else that's on that planet to actually do anything. And as she kind of like starts trailing off, and then she looks at Lockhart and looks at Kaya. Never mind.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Marcus blinks and just goes, "Is the symbiote the goo from Spider-Man?"
Yes.
Okay.
Spider-Man, that's the red one, right? The red and blue one.
Yeah, he's the web guy. None of you
Dang.
know anything.
Fuck off.
He just shakes his head. Puts his head down. Well, if I can't be the symbiote, then I would like to be... can I say Godzilla? Animal.
What?
Godzilla.
What?
The Godzilla. Have you ever seen a movie? Do you like know when a movie is?
I know what a fucking movie is. Fuck off.
I couldn't tell. And Marcus just kind of shrugs and goes, "Yeah, you don't know Godzilla? That's kind of a lot. That's a huge one, I think."
Well, I've always been fucking busy. I don't got time to watch movies.
That's a fair point.
I don't get out much, and I know about Godzilla.
I'm gonna turn to Legacy. Like, legs, it's not that big of a fucking deal.
JJ, like washing a cup, just goes, "It's not a big deal, but it's kind of weird."
How the fuck is it weird?
Lacey just like
Everyone
looks
knows
at
Godzilla.
Kaya and then just like slowly turns away, like she's taking a drink and just like not saying anything.
Legs, come
Not
on.
subtly not saying anything.
Ben Getty like bumps you, but like bumps your elbow with his, and he just goes, "How does it feel? How does it feel to be ostracized?"
Well, at least I'm not fucking annoying. I just haven't watched the movie.
Then and Larry flies over and like starts waving his hands in front of your face, and he's trying to communicate something, and you can see he's like moving his hands, and his face animates a little bit differently. And from the gist of it, he shows like a little pixelated animation of like what looks like a gigantic lizard, and then he shows a big like cross sign over it, like an X, and then he points to himself. And the gist of it is he is saying like, "Don't worry, I don't know what Godzilla is either."
Well, look, at least someone's on my fucking side.
But by doing that, he.
Wait, you're right. You know, Godzilla is like a giant lizard. You know?
And
See,
Legacy
someone's on my wait.
tilts her stool back a little bit, like using Marcus's like arm to like keep herself from falling over so she can see around Kaya. Why the fuck Godzilla? Do you just want to break shit?
Yeah. Like, what else would I do? I would never need for anything again. I'd just like feed off of radiation, and then I'd get to destroy whatever I wanted and like sleep wherever.
But
I could sleep in a volcano,
you
which would be
couldn't make
crazy.
things.
Well, Yeah, but I would be a one-of-a-kind thing. Like a big old,
You'd get
like,
bored so
radioactive
fast.
lizard. He ponders this for a moment and just goes, is there an animal that can invent things? I don't think there's an animal that really counts.
I mean, theoretically, birds or octopi could eventually do it. They're next in line. You're an octopus.
I'm Godzilla.
He just wants to be taller.
Oh, is Godzilla supposed to be tall?
Mm.
He's as tall as like a skyscraper. He is a gigantic kaiju monster.
Like,
So overcompensating.
No, I just want to be a big lizard.
so you do want to be taller. Lockhart's right.
She is correct only insofar as it is a result of Godzilla already being tall. It's really not hard for me to pick something that's also taller than me, to be fair.
You know what? You got a point.
Legacy's turn.
Oh no. Oh no.
Cosmic and Marcus with nat ones. Let's fucking go.
So do both by Bengetti rules, do Legacy and Bengetti both get to ask them a question?
Okay, so Bengetti looks over to Legacy and just, like, puts a hand to his chin. So do we each get to ask them a question? Or do we get to decide which one we ask? Or do we just decide, I don't know how to do this.
I mean, if you have 2 questions, I can come up with 2 questions and we can ask them both questions.
I like this solution. So, he starts thinking, and he snaps his fingers and points to Cosmic and just goes, if you could be an animal, what animal would you be? And it can be fiction, and it cannot be a symbiote. And Cosmic blinks and goes, probably a cat. I like cats. Like, I would be one of those really, like, big, fluffy ones that are, like, really long. Because then I would still be, like, closer to human size than a normal cat. You could be, like, a dire cat. No, I would want to be a house cat. I want to be able to fit inside a house. Marcus shrugs and just goes, that's a good point.
Why is this not surprising?
It's not.
Like, at all. Not even a little bit.
I also, out of character, want to point out, of fucking course, Marcus wants to be a dog. He's Golden Retriever boyfriend.
The biggest dog. So Bengetti, like, looks over to Legacy and goes, you next, and then we'll, like, kind of swap, bounce back and forth, that kind of thing.
Sure. And she'll turn to Cosmic and kind of stare at him for a minute, like, considering her questions. So, if you weren't a streamer and a gamer, was there anything else you wanted to do?
He thinks really hard about that one and says, I kind of like computers. I was thinking that maybe I do some computer stuff or, like, software stuff. I don't know, though. Maybe design video games. Well, that makes sense.
What I'm hearing is a hacking protege.
Does Legacy say that?
No.
Or is it you? Okay.
No, that's Z. Legacy just has this like thoughtful look. It doesn't say anything.
Marcus kind of nods respectably and just goes, do what you love. So, yeah, makes sense that you would want to be like a coder for a video game. And then, like, Bengetti turns to Marcus. So, let's say... Oh, I got a question. Okay. Why are you so committed to her? And he points to Legacy. What? Like, how long have you known her?
Was it like
a little more than a week.
Yeah, a week or two now.
He kind of like, yeah, he hesitates to answer that, but he says a little over a week. And Bengetti just goes, my understanding of what I remember was that you were in the hotel and like beat up by PMCs because you wanted to be like an action hero. I wanted to help. It's not about being an action hero. I wanted to do my part, you know? By being an action hero. That's not the point. Just want to be an action hero. Stop. Look, I'm committed because I don't know why. I just feel it in my gut. And he looks at Legacy, and you're sitting really close together, and then he kind of averts his gaze and just goes, I don't know, I don't see why I shouldn't be. Right? Is there a reason I shouldn't be attached? Well, I think so.
Legacy looked distinctly uncomfortable throughout that entire conversation. As soon as Bengetti says that, Kaya, you better stop her.
Yeah, Kaya senses the disturbance in the force, and she puts down her drink, and she's ready to catch Legacy if she launches herself.
Lockhart is also ready to step in front if needed.
Legacy 100% turns and is half off the stool before.
100%. I imagine Kaya and Lockhart lock eyes for a second before they both move.
Lockhart moves kind of like at his shoulder.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But still kind of like step forward.
Mm-hmm. Does Legacy eat herself?
She tries to. Yep.
Legacy goes for it. Marcus, you get the feeling that like you were under his arm and you felt his arm like slacken and let you go. He was gonna just let you handle it. And Kaya, you catch Legacy, and Bengetti's just like, she's ravenous.
Yeah, you're just a fucking asshole.
You keep saying that? I'm not the one who's attacking people here. That was like a social attack. That doesn't make any sense. I do not do damage. Cosmic says, it would be like psychic damage, right? Or sonic damage, because it's your mouth.
Yeah. Kaya's gonna fucking place Legacy back on her fucking stool. Legs, come on.
Marcus puts a hand on Legacy's shoulder and like wraps his arm around her and just goes, I haven't thought how you would feel if somebody was insulting you and I was within arm's reach of them. I don't know if you're one of those please defend my honor types. How could you let him say that sort of thing? But I didn't think you were. I figured you could handle it. But if you want, I can try to handle it.
No.
Fucking try.
God. Getty, shut up. You're not helping.
Well, I'm being
Here's-
openly accused and threatened.
Yeah.
I
Legacy
defend myself.
was just like shaking her head at like Marcus, like trying to explain herself. But then as soon as he's like, I can try, there's like just like the evil smirk for about 2 seconds.
Oh my fucking spaghetti. Why the fuck are you like this?
I'm not gonna let people walk all over me. Alright? I'm gonna put up a fight. I'm gonna stand up for what I am and who I am.
Yeah, who you are, you
Oh.
fucking asshole.
Oh, so you got this then.
He looks at Lockhart and just goes, well,
If he thinks he
was
can take me,
expecting-
if he thinks he can do anything, I am more than happy to handle it.
Jesus fucking Christ.
That was a really bad attempt at trying to lighten the mood. Just pointing that out. She just sighs and stays in her place.
Can we get fucking Legs? You got a question for Marcus and we can move on from this bullshit?
And Getty just crosses his arms and looks grumpy.
He's always fucking grumpy, whatever.
I'm gonna pick him up and move him to the chair behind me. So I'm sitting here now.
You
Yeah.
see you sit down like he's like a potted plant, and he just is like, you could have asked me to move. Would you have actually moved? It's not the point.
It's easier this way.
Legacy just like takes a minute to like cool down just a little bit. And she looks at Marcus, and then there's like, Kaya, you'd probably notice it more than the others. Just like kind of tapping of fingers that does nervous tick almost. Why didn't you say anything to me when you saw me at the race the first time?
Well, he looks kind of ashamed and just goes, so when I saw you at the race, I saw you talking to some other guy, and I didn't know who he was, but I mean, my gut just assumed he was important to you, and like at the time, maybe you were his girlfriend or something, and I was just there with you as a friend, and it wasn't like a date. I didn't really know what to do, and so I saw you and him, and then I kind of dipped into a store and tried to psych myself out of it because I was worried over nothing. And well, then it turns out I should have been worried about a bunch of different things, but you obviously weren't with that guy, right?
She kind of snorts. Hijack? Absolutely not.
His name is Hijack?
His handle is.
Oh. Well, no, that makes sense. But, yeah. And he looks genuinely embarrassed of his behavior. And it just leans back in the chair and puts an elbow up on it and goes, I got a little insecure. That's on me. Ben Getty loudly sips Red Bull.
Oh my god.
Kaya just or not Kaya, Legacy just looks at Kaya and then looks at Lockhart and stares at Lockhart for a very long moment.
She just shakes her head.
One punch. One punch. Just one.
Mm-mm.
If it would make you feel any better, you can hit me.
I've already kicked you and it didn't do anything, so no. It's better than these other two hitting him.
I mean, you think I'd allow that?
Just one.
She shakes her head.
All right. What about a compromise? Kaya's gonna like reach over and grab a glass of water and hand it over to Legs. She's gonna look at Lockhart. Harmless, but annoying. Compromise?
She just shakes her head.
Then Getty like raises an eyebrow, like,
I'd
What?
suggest keeping your mouth shut if you want me to stop them. She doesn't even turn back to look at him.
he like looks at the back of Lockhart and just goes like, and he looks at the water and just raises an eyebrow, like, I'm lost on like what they're gonna do with water. Like, she gonna drink it at me?
Puts the
You
water-
know what? Chaos roll. I need a chaos roll.
Do it.
Ooh. That's either just barely enough or just barely too much.
Just do it.
She stands her ground.
Fuck.
You know, you're enabling him.
But-
You're enabling him.
Well, if you had a squirt bottle, that'd be a little different.
Kaya, make a fucking squirt bottle.
Like, Legacy just blinks. So you want us to squirt him in the face like a pissy chihuahua?
Lockhart, or not Lockhart. Well, yeah, also Lockhart. Kaya, you see this. Lockhart, you can see this because he's not being particularly subtle. JJ, is still kind of half-heartedly listening to the conversation, flipping around on his phone, and without looking away from his phone, you see him reach below the counter and pull up the water hose, and then he just sets it on the counter.
Legacy looks at it, and then just like desperation looks at Lockhart.
I'm sorry, but no. I mean, her response to what Legacy said was, "I'm sure she does that for you."
No, she stops me.
You will, Lockhart, you can see Marcus behind Legacy just like nodding, like, yeah, that's true.
Was he agreeing with Lockhart or was he agreeing with Legacy?
He's Legacy. He's like, yeah, she does stop her.
Wait, she?
You, Kaya, acts as Legacy's self-control more often than not.
Yeah, like you're not like the defender of Legacy. It's more like you are like Legacy loses it and you grab her and put her back on the ground.
Mm-hmm. I don't. If she wants to fuck around and find out, she can deal with the consequences of her actions. I just keep her from going too far.
Legacy just glaring at Lockhart, leans around a little bit, glares at Vengetti. I'll fucking find a way.
No.
She starts like grumbling, like plotting under her breath, turning away from both of them.
It'll build character.
Just re-secures Marcus's arm around her. It's like fucking hiding, gremlin plotting. She will find a way to pay both of you back. That fucking like message pops up in the back of your mind. Legacy will remember this.
Lockhart will be waiting.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh god.
Next round. Not even for questions. Kyle will like ask JJ for another fucking shot of whiskey.
He just slides you like a shot or a highballer glass and the bottle. And he's like, have at it.
Kaya fucking pours out like a double and just starts drinking it like fucking water.
Kaya roll.
Oh, it's my turn? Okay.
Ben Getty and Kaya.
Hmm.
I also appreciate that Marcus is now reacting to Legacy in much of the same fashion as Kaya.
Ben Getty, like, he thinks for a second, like, sticks his jaw out a little bit, scratches at his chin. Why did you agree to the rice?
Can you repeat that?
He asked, why did you agree to that rice? Like, yeah, did you know it was going to be that big?
Nope. No fucking clue. Thought it was gonna be a simple ride around a couple blocks and see in. Had no fucking clue it was gonna go onto the fucking hyperlane.
Hmm.
But, yeah. As for why? Short. Pretty sure anyone could use more cash. And I mean, I used to race a lot. I was pretty fucking good at it. I haven't in a while, but I figured, why not?
He also owes you money.
Yeah, that's why I took the job with the overclocker, right? And you did say you're going to pay me the rest after the race, and
He blinks and just goes, oh yeah, that's a good point. Well, do you want money or do you want, like, I don't know, some weird tech shit?
what kind of weird tech shit?
If it's gonna
fuck,
blow
I
up
know.
again, then don't. No.
It's not gonna blow up again.
I mean, but is it?
No, he points to Lockhart's glove and he just goes, that glove doesn't blow up. You made her glove?
Legacy looks to Lockhart as if, like, has it ever blown up, though?
It hasn't.
That's true. I mean, the wiring sometimes bends me, but besides that, no blow-ups.
Probably just his shit soldering.
It was more my fault, to be honest. So.
Huh. So, what kind of weird tech shit?
Well, it depends on the ask, right? Like, I don't know, do you want, like, a new arm, or do you want, like, a different thing for your bike rather than the supercharger? I could probably make something else. He shrugs.
We can talk about it later.
This is where
All
you
right.
get the summon bike function.
Yes, I was thinking of that. We can talk about it later. Probably something on the bike. I'm being honest.
He nods, and then you catch his eyes wander over towards Larry, and he looks at Larry, and then starts to think. When Ben Getty thinks, he is sitting typically cross-legged in a chair, and he's hunched over and kind of like it's a very strange variant of the thinker pose.
It's gremlin mode activate.
Yeah, gremlin thought processing.
Oh no, I've seen that posture before. What's up?
What? Well,
What?
look, you've already done your question. I think we should have to move on to the next question.
Never
Lockhart.
her eyes. But fine.
So you get to ask Cosmic a question. Hey.
The two quiet ones.
I'm very interested to hear what the fuck Lockhart could
Yeah,
possibly
I'm just like,
Cosmic.
uh. Uh, so, how did you get into gaming professionally?
He perks up a little bit and says, well, I started when I was in, I think, elementary school, and I was just pretty good at it because, I don't know, it just seemed like everything was a pattern and kind of had a rhythm to it, and so I just did what made sense with the rhythm, and then it was just good. And so I kept playing because I liked the rhythm, and when I couldn't do it, I practiced until I could get there. And apparently everyone thought I was real good, and so I just kept playing. And it's kind of like an instrument in a weird way. But yeah, I started when I was a little kid, and I kind of got really good at it with fighting games. Ben Getty just shakes his head and goes, "Incredible. You literally just were born with that."
So,
Well, I don't know, maybe.
so you have a particularly easier time getting into flow state.
I guess.
She nods.
I will say this will be the last round, Legacy Kaya and Lockhart questions. Because I am getting tired and I don't want to get too much without Piper here.
Mhm.
I'm going to go get a little bit more water, but I will give each of you a free question to ask any one of the NPCs. So I'll just assume all of you win your roll against any NPC you want to ask.
Okay.
Oh boy.
So think carefully while I get water.
See, what question?
Yeah, didn't you have a lot of questions?
I do, but like the issue is like a solid half of them are for Bengetti, and Legacy is choosing not to engage with Bengetti at the moment because she might just try to launch herself through Lockhart if she does.
Well, above the just transfer them above the table to one of us.
Yeah, I was actually going to give you my question because I don't really
Yeah.
have any questions. So,
I don't have any either.
Oh my god, y'all!
but I was going to say this. Lockhart, while looking at Legacy, I'm going to the restroom. Hopefully, nothing happens while I'm gone.
Like fucking exorcist head turn.
Kaya is gonna fucking scoot her fucking seat back against the bar. She's gonna like lean against the bar.
It's like, I really hope JJ has left that squirt thing on the counter.
I know we probably should ask what the event was that got Lockhart and Bengetti fired.
Well, they've already. It was the They were charged for
Corporate espionage.
yeah.
But I don't think did anyone get to like ask of like exactly what it was that happened?
No.
I think Marcus was gonna ask that, but then he didn't get a chance to.
Yeah.
I'm not certain on that though.
It was a ask, and then Bengetti like got
Touchy.
touchy and wasn't able. Like it was like that's too many questions.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's like one thing. Then let's see here. Did we ever like above table like find out what happened to his dad?
I was actually gonna ask that, but I also kind of feel like Lockhart wouldn't ask that in front of everyone. So
Mhm. He's in the social pressure of a
Mhm.
game.
Yeah, I mean that would be kind of a bitchy move to ask that, but then at the same time,
mm.
Legacy is not fond of Bengetti at the moment.
If you don't give me a question, Kaya is just gonna ask Bengetti where he's from. Tell us about
we
it.
need to ask. We need to ask about the event that got them
Yeah.
bumped from the company. Though it gives me questions about Lockhart, and it's not. I can't ask Lockhart questions.
I was actually gonna say like, why don't we add everyone to the Rollies? But yeah, I know it's getting kind of late.
And then what was the questions for Marcus? It was asking about his arms. How he got them, how he found them. That's something that'll come into planning for later, but I think that's good for now. Did JJ leave the squirt thing on top of the counter?
He did.
Lockhart went to the restroom. Kaya leaned forward. Legacy dives for the hose and turns it on Bengetti.
Do you immediately fire, or are you threatening?
She immediately fires it.
No, I won't hesitate, bitch.
There's no I won't hesitate. It's just she doesn't hesitate.
Exactly.
So the camera will cut to Lockhart in the bathroom as she's washing her hands, and you hear the distant of a very frustrated Bengetti. And you can kind of piece together what probably happened.
Yeah. Lockhart literally looked at Legacy and said, "I'm going to the bathroom. Hopefully nothing happens."
Frustrated Bengetti. It's fucking. Why do you
Lockhart.
always sound so angry and frustrated, huh?
Lockhart, you walk back out, and you see Bengetti, who looks like a wet cat. And he is just like holding his arms out in that way where you're like, I don't want to touch my chest or back or whatever with my arms because they're wet and it's a bad wet. And he just looks over at you and just seething hatred says, "You abandoned me."
I needed to use the restroom. I can't be here 24/7.
You left me to die.
Oh, shush. And she pulls the frickin' sweater that I assume he took off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. First she'll take off her coat, put it on him, and then put the sweater above it. So we can dry off or some shit, get something warm.
You put the coat over him and then the sweater, and then he like grabs the edges and kind of pulls them in, and then there's a brief pause, and then a towel just hits him in the face. Not hard, but like it just gingerly like lands over his face and wraps around his head. And you all turn and you can see JJ in like a basketball player pose. It's dry.
And Legacy, as soon as she let go of the hose, is now on the other side of Marcus. Very clearly bodily putting him between her and everybody else.
Marcus that whole time, like, he felt the situation starting to shift, and then when you got up to move, you felt his hands like break away and get out of your way. He just let you go. Then you run back, whirl around him and hide, and he kind of positions himself with one elbow on the counter and one hand on his hip, so he's like a wide shield. Ben Getty is wet and angry, and he does not want to talk to anyone for the rest of his life.
Kaya should ask the question.
Which one? What question?
The incident.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Alright. Kaya, who, like, leaned back. I assume she, like, took on, like, a more casual pose, just leaning back on the bar. And, you know, it just so happened to give Legacy the perfect angle to, like, fire water at Bengetti. But, you know. She probably turns to him, fucking sip whiskey. Like, so, we talked about it earlier, but, like, what exactly was the fucking, what was it? Corporate espionage bullshit that got you fired? You and Lockhart?
Well, what do you mean? Like, what did they accuse us of?
Yeah, what happened?
Well, they accused us of leaking a set of documents that were written by me to another company, which I don't know why I would do that. That doesn't make any sense. I also did not have access to the documents at the time. They were repossessed. They were not digital copies.
What were they about?
Well, he looks over to Lockhart and then looks back at you and goes, I think that would have to be a different question.
Oh, come on.
Legacy just looks at Lockhart.
At this point, we're in the steep.
It's like Legacy's
Fine.
like chin up over the top of Marcus's shoulder now. That's all you see of her.
Yeah, it's fucking team building exercise. We're working together, right? Just fucking answer the question.
She took another shot before saying that, though. She's leaning over the bar, just like, "Ugh, this is so annoying. This is stressful. Why do people socialize?"
Ben Getty, just as surly and wet, tugs at the edges of the jacket, and goes, so, the documentation was for effectively an algorithmic expression used to perfectly map a human brain. And well, it's a little bit more complicated, but with a perfect mapping of the human brain, you could effectively replicate a consciousness. It is a one-to-one replica. It is a model brain. I was tasked with taking a sort of collection of data points and using them to develop this equation. And that was probably the single hardest thing I've ever done in my life. but I did do it because I am, in fact, a miracle worker.
Wait. You said a 1-to-1 replica.
Correct.
Brains in a replica of.
Well, mine. I didn't have another brain to work with. I had the expression, the data points, and then I was told to make a replica of a human brain. And I thought it would be easiest to replicate my own. Or rather, not replicate it, but like model it, which in turn became a replica, rather perfect simulation.
Huh.
It's sort of like if you were asked to build a model of a skeleton, a hypothetical model of a skeleton, and all you were told or shown were a few bones, and then basically that's it. So the only way I would have access to a regular brain would be my own, but that's basically just mine. I could have possibly used Lockhart's, or maybe a different intern, but it did not feel right to do that. So I used my brain to create this algorithm.
So Tetsuo could theoretically artificially replicate your consciousness.
Well, if they had the technology capable of doing so, that is the next step. There is writing out the hypothetical equation, but the next step beyond that would be the actual processing power necessary to run the simulation. The simulated brain requires a lot of nuance and power and depth.
Right.
Which he has. Technically. At
Well,
least if he
yeah.
says what he says and he has that much power, of course, which
So it's possible. It's distinctly possible.
And Legacy's like, again, that thinking, calculating look. And kind of looking at Bengetti's like head to toe, studying him, and then looking at Lockhart. And then there's like a click in her head, like you see the light bulb go off. Oh shit, you're the only one that knows how to make this algorithm?
Well,
Yes
yeah.
or no?
Well, yeah, I made it with my brain, and I am obviously the only one who knows how my brain works.
So you're the only person that knows how to do it for somebody else's brain then.
Well, also, yes.
It's just like forehead to Marcus's shoulder, just like, fuck's sake.
Marcus, hold on. I want to make a roll. Actually, someone else roll a d20 for Marcus to either help or not help.
who wants to roll it?
I guess I will then, because nobody else is jumping at it. Not great.
Marcus gets really thoughtful and opens his mouth to say something, and then just lets it go and bites his tongue
You sound like you have a question, Amy.
A little one.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if you'll answer this. I feel like Kaya's really pushing her one question. Wait, what the fuck you want the full dive for?
The full dive?
Yeah. What are you gonna use it for?
Well, I was going to use it to try and make a virtual system that was a representation of code. And I was hoping to gamify it so I could give Cosmic a medium through which he understood. And, well, maybe turn him into a hacker?
Legacy perks up
Wait,
and looks at
You're-
Cosmic.
well, over a table, a netrunner, basically.
Yes.
Holy shit!
Holy shit.
Cosmic just blinks and goes, "You wanted to turn hacking into a video game?" Well, like, yeah, but I wanted it to be the video game. Because it would take a lot of power and time to make. But I think I could do it.
Holy shit.
Just like excited little taps at Marcus's back of like the like. First thing she has access to.
Imagine Kaya and Legacy both just go like the nerd brain start buzzing.
Nerd braid, but also this is legacy shit. Of course, she wants to do the full dive stuff, but she also knows that she would not be as good in VR as she is at a computer. But she is not too proud to admit that if she helped Bengetti with that. She's a damn good hacker. She could probably help make something work for Cosmic. There's like exciting tapping at Marcus's back, and then she pauses and waits for a second, just kind of like watches Cosmic's reaction. Is he just kind of like blindsided by it, or
He looks like curious, but he's kind of hard to read because he doesn't really emote much. Marcus would turn around, but as you look at Cosmic in reaction to the potential of like gamifying a hacking experience, he seems interested because, hey, that's a new game and I could figure it out.
do you actually want to try hacking Cosmic? Do you actually want to try doing things with it, not just for the game, though?
I mean, I want to help. Like, that guy took Lindis, and I don't know how else to help, because I'm not really good at a lot of stuff. So, I mean, that sounds cool. And he gestures to Bengetti.
And you're sure, because you know what getting caught could mean.
He looks down at his feet and and shuffles back and forth before nodding his head and then looking up and meeting your eyes and nodding his head a little bit more enthusiastically. Just don't tell my mom.
As long as you don't tell mine.
I don't know your mom.
And I don't know yours. So we're both in agreement.
This is a good point.
And she looks over at Ben Getty and just kind of arches a brow.
Ben Getty. So go ahead.
She's like, you know the hardware, but you also know that I'm one of the best coders out there.
Well, yes. What's your point?
If we work together on that, it'll be better than if one of us works on it.
Oh yeah, for sure. You're totally right. I don't really have anything to add to that. I'll just write, which is kind of frustrating. But yes, working together on it would probably make the most, I guess, accurate simulation of coding. Also create probably the best tools to translate into Fall Dive.
Then it's settled. And she just like disappears behind Marcus again.
Marcus just blinks, turns around. What's settled?
We are going to put Cosmic into the network.
Forever?
Not
Oh.
forever.
Marcus looks over at Cosmic, and Cosmic meets his eyes, and then looks over to Ben Getty, and then looks over to Legacy, and goes, "Am I gonna be like trapped in a matrix?" Well, probably not. Probably.
Legacy just looks at Cosmic. We'll test it on him first and points towards Ben Getty.
And Ben Getty just gets this like ugly. We'll make sure it's safe.
Lockhart's gonna look at Marcus. You seem to have something to say earlier.
At which point?
Well, yeah, but it's not important.
Is that Lockhart's question? What did you want to say?
I'm gonna intimidate him. To be
Okay.
I want to try and intimidate him.
Oh my god. Moved your token right up to the front of the page.
If you have something important to say, say it.
Roll tough, I guess. And you can use your easy way or the hard way.
Hey!
Hey.
I don't know if that was your plan or not, but yeah, that'd absolutely work.
It wasn't intended, but that'll work. Let me just make sure. Give me a sec. 'Cause I didn't fill out my sheet on Roll20 because I'm a dum dum. Okay, yeah, I have easy way the hard way. Cool. So how does that work again? Fuck.
Just roll tough, and then add your like physical bonus, any bonus that would come from like physical threatening to it.
So
I feel
would-
like subtly, as Lockhart is like coming over to like Marcus and kind of like looming over him, Just like Legacy like is watching and like blindly reaching out trying to find the hose again.
Oh my god.
So would hand-to-hand work in here then, technically? Or
Yeah,
no?
I assume so.
Okay. Tough.
You too mean to boyfriend, she will squirt you in the face.
And let me look at easier the hard way again.
Wait. At this point, can we use our new builds?
Yeah.
Can Kaya boost that roll?
Yes.
Why are you helping be mean to boyfriend?
We need information.
Okay, it would only affect like before combat for initiative. Dang,
Mm-hmm.
big sad. So roll another d6 essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, the fuck.
10.
He like he doesn't shy away, but he certainly leans back a little bit as you get closer, and he goes, "It's. I promise you, it's not important. I was gonna ask another like random question about Bengetti," and he just shrugs.
Then what's stopping?
This seems more important.
I mean, we all get a question.
He sighs and then leans over to look at Bengetti and says, "You said they gave you snippets of brain data, right?" "Oh yeah, like basically pieces of brain that I was able to piece together into a copy of my brain." Marcus, he does a gesture of sort of uncomfortable. He's sort of uncomfortable saying the next part, but he goes, "So does that mean they had snippets of code of your brain already?" And Bengetti just blinks. Uh, you know, I didn't really consider that. So that is where I'll end the questioning.
Oh shit.
That's concerning.
That's very concerning.
So as a side note here, wasn't that could be technically tied to the last question we had? Yay! Oh boy. Well,